After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing. And a less than perfect one. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Well, that being a combat veteran from World War II, blah, 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 so, he was used to dead body.
Right.
But he also took the time to learn how to bury
Hey guys, I just started
everybody
a show all
according to
over.
their religion.
I started a show all over again.
Uh-oh.
This is Jim the Keys bartender coming to the Catch Restaurant in Key Largo. The precariousness of Wi-Fi signals has made us a victim once again. But I'm going to introduce you once again. Let's say you consider that a dry roast. And we don't have to introduce the person that just left. Right? So my name's Jim. I'm here with Luke Glenn, my sidekick, and my friend Tony Allen, the Keys funeral director down here. I think that'd be good.
Yeah,
that's a good name for the Keys funeral director. We're on the air. We have
serve as the county coroner.
No, in Florida they have what's called a medical examiner. So coroner is somebody that's elected versus a medical examiner is a doctor that's hired. So we do have a medical examiner here, and he's a really nice guy. Our last one wasn't so hot. With him, we do all of his transportation. So it's not your run-of-the-mill funeral home. We actually see everything. We have to go out on every type of scene there is.
So pretend like I didn't ask you this question already.
Okay.
Okay. Boxers or bridge? No, don't answer that. What made you? What connection brought you down here? What made you come down here to work as a funeral director?
So again, we've been doing this about 15 years. We moved down here in 2010 when we moved to the funeral home. It used to be called Byer Funeral Home. We purchased it from the Byers, and we're Allen Byer Funeral Home. My wife and I met in funeral college. We both became funeral directors. We went to work for a corporation, and we managed their funeral homes for a while. But I knew right away I wanted to own my own business. So once I was able to save up enough money to have to be able to own my own business, we looked at 5 or 6 different funeral homes. And besides the fact that this is the beautiful Florida Keys, it was just the best deal. You know, it's a very family town. Some of the other places we looked at was not so much. It was more corporate, more run-of-the-mill. We wanted something
More sterile.
Exactly. We wanted something where we could come into town and know everybody here, because this is a very important job. You know, we're the last people that you see in your worst time of need.
So, was this your first time in the Keys?
Actually, yes. When I came down to tour the funeral home, I had never been to the Florida Keys before. I lived in Florida my whole life, other than when I was at the military station ground. But I was born in Florida. I've always come back to Florida, but I had never ventured this far south.
Okay.
Well, you know, it's funny. I spent a lot of years growing up in Florida myself, and
This is the Florida.
and I didn't really make it to the Keys until I went on the road playing music. Music is what brought me down here, which was and I had, you know, when I was a youngin', I'd jump on my motorcycle and I rode the whole state, but for whatever reason, I just never rode down through the Keys. And what a fucking great ride that would have been.
And Luke's father was a funeral director also.
Yeah,
Where was?
That was up in West Virginia.
Okay, how about you? Were your family, any family members?
No, my father's a dentist, and my wife's family was not in this industry either. We're both first generation in our family.
It's interesting the way I am, and from a big city. I had a lot of. I had friends who were funeral directors, and I found them a quick wit, very warm and friendly people to be around. And it's one of those things. If you were going to stereotype somebody, you wouldn't know that, but I know hanging out with them, and if we can, Luke, they're going to be filming it, so you can get your good profile in here. Look over there, filming you right here. Yeah. No. You're not blocking it. This way they can see you. So no, they don't want to see the back of your head. Okay. We're back. Listen, it's great. We'll just pick it up from that. Well, we're streaming, so the clock started again. So I don't think we're going to be interrupted. We just stay on here, and when it drops off, we just take our time. And that's maybe good time we can run off and get some beers and stuff like that.
Or smoke a joint or something.
Oh, well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I don't have anything against it, but I don't think you should ever talk about the quantities that you do. Oh, and remember when I told you about Costa Rica? Yes. The people listening in Costa Rica? I assumed it was Dennis. Dennis goes, I wasn't listening to you in Costa Rica. Who the fuck is listening to us in Costa Rica? I mean, there is a big expat community here. But get back, remember what do we do, Luke? We get back to what our main focus was, and that's to be here with Tony Allen. And one of the things a lot of people wouldn't know that you do down here, and the nature, I know what happens in different places, but the nature of the Keys, you get people that come down here that are, I hesitate to call them itinerant, but they move around a lot. They got trailers and stuff like that. And when they die, they don't have anybody to look after. What do you do?
It all depends. So we have a program here in the Keys called the Indigent Services, and it's very common. Someone will move to the Keys. They don't have any family. They just came here to get away from it all. And if they pass away and there is no one to pay for the funeral and they don't have any money, the county actually steps up and they pay us to take care of what they call like a direct cremation, minimum services. So the county's really good because they have that program available to people here in Monroe County. Other counties don't really have that. Miami-Dade up the next way, it's not as friendly for transient people as it is down here.
So once you're dead, you're kind of dead, and if you have no money, then they either have to like bury you or smell you.
Pretty much. But if they do have money, which that happens every once in a while too, and no family, then we actually become personal representatives and the executor of their estate. It becomes our responsibility to find their next of kin if there are any. The lawyers draw up the paperwork. We then go through all their stuff and look for Christmas cards, phone books, anything that might have a relative's name in it. And we send out letters, next of kin letters, stuff like that, hoping that someone will be able to take over. Otherwise, if it goes 1 year and 1 month and no one claims the person, whatever they have as far as their money is concerned goes to the state of Florida as a death tax. So with that being said, if you don't have a will, even if you don't have any family, make sure you get a will and name somebody in the will and make sure they know where your will is, because otherwise your money is just going to the government.
James P. Horan of Key Largo, 556 Palm Drive in Key Largo, 33037. It's an excellent thing to put in there. And you know what? I will remember you. I will remember you.
I'm going to leave.
I would like that Sarah McLachlan song.
Actually,
You know that
I don't
song?
have any money
Luke,
anyway, but if
you
I
know
have
that
any
song?
money, I'm going to leave it.
I will remember you. You could probably sing that in a country way, right, Luke? I will remember you. The Sarah McLachlan.
No, man, I don't pay attention to that.
You don't want all your listeners to start crying, dude.
No. Do you know anything about
the
the Pixies?
worst is when they do it on the. I can watch
I like
people
bringing
dying
in
and stuff,
people
but I
to
can't
interact with Luke. But it's funny. Everyone knows Luke, so they've interacted. So it's not like. But I would like to bring an accountant from like New York, someone like real starch collar and stuff, to interact with Luke, because everyone's friendly down here. We're close knit community. We pretty much talk to everyone. We got the, so it's not unusual to see a bartender, funeral director, and a musician such as Luke sitting around just talking to each other.
Sounds like a bad joke.
I know it says like this, but it isn't. That's one of the things about the Keys, that you can walk into a bar with three dissimilar people, and they go, they're totally buddies, and that's a normal way to be, right?
You can be sitting next to somebody that looks like me that's actually fucking billion.
Actually, that's very true. With those
well, I mean, either way, I'm saying that
I'm not a billion.
There's no stereotypical group of people down here that you do. So that's one of the things you do. How about?
Are we still rolling, man?
Yeah, we're still rolling, man. We are on. You know what the thing is? It just keeps on going. And once we get past the 10-minute mark, I think it's all right. We become almost a real episode. You don't want to be on. There it is, 10 minutes.
There we go.
Okay. Now, because of the sensitive nature of what you do, I'm not going to ask you like. I personally, I would love to hear some funny stories. Okay.
And I will censor it, or I will tell you I can't.
What's the most humorous thing you've had happen to you as a funeral director down here?
Oh God, let's see. We've had fights at the funerals. We've had to call the cops. Those are always funny.
That sounds like
I'm sorry, I've seen that.
That sounds like a baptism in Philadelphia.
We had a. To check on. We get all kinds of funny things, stuff I can't talk about on the air.
That's
stuff
fine.
I can't. But
that's good because I wouldn't want to. I always, when I ask someone, and Luke volunteers a lot of information that can get him in trouble, and I don't want things that affect the way you conduct business and things like that, because we're a small town, and when we go, and the people that are listening there in small towns don't understand this. When we go to our local grocery store, we go down the aisles. Almost every aisle you go down to, you know somebody here. And you're here for one of the most, I guess you would call it one of the signature moments of people's lives.
I will say, one of the funniest things that people tell me all the time is they will say, we must be the most craziest family you've seen. And I always laugh in my head. And I'm always like, nope, we have seen. I have never had a family tell me, we must be the most craziest family, and they were the craziest families. They never apologize. They are the craziest.
Okay, so I want to mention some stories, and I don't know, a friend of mine, his father owned a flower shop, and we used to, in the busy season, and when I was in high school and college, I helped deliver for him, and we used to go to funeral homes all the time.
Right.
And I heard stories, and I'll tell you two stories. Okay. This could be made up. It sounded like a joke. One guy, they delivered a casket. Had been raining for days and days, but he had to dig the hole a day or two early, and the hole filled up with water. And they had the funeral, and when they didn't lower the casket until everyone left. And they lowered the casket, and they realized that it wouldn't drop because there's water in the compartment. So what happened was they didn't know what to do. So it was. Did they crank those caskets down like wow?
They do, but some of them are what they call sealer or gasketed casket, so they're airtight. Well, kind of airtight. But it's going to float no matter what you do.
Well, these guys said they raised it again, and he took a pickaxe and started putting holes in it.
Yeah, and then it would fill up with water in the sink.
Yeah, no, and this guy's doing it, and while the guy that's the manager at the cemetery says, he looks at this other guy and says, "Man, I'm sure glad that there's no family member here." The guy said, "That's my mother."
Well,
I didn't know if that was a story or a joke.
It could be true. It's not common practice. Typically what happens is the grave filling up with water is actually very common, especially here in Florida. You dig down, well, not the Keys, because it's cap rock.
Yeah.
But anywhere else, you dig down like 6 inches, you're going to hit water.
Yeah.
So they have to pump out the grave. So typically they run a hose down in there, they pump all the water out until it's dry. Then they put the casket there. With the storm Irma that we just had, there's a cemetery down here that I'm not going to say the name, but they had multiple caskets and vaults come up out of the ground because of all the water. It's a very common occurrence. We have to actually put identification tags on the person on the casket, so if it does happen, they know who it is and they can get them back to where they're supposed
Oh, that's like real life Poltergeist. Remember in the end of Poltergeist when they all started?
Well, no, I remember in Deadwood, South Dakota, they had a similar thing happen. They had a massive rain and flood, and so the cemetery was on the hillside, and the water rushed down and dislodged all these caskets and stuff. And they also discovered some old graves, unmarked things, mass graves from the Chinese people that used to work there on the railroads and stuff way back then.
Oh man, all the live long day.
And when I was a little kid, my dad worked at
I always try to work. That's my
dad worked at the funeral home. They had a casket room, where you could go in, and so we and the kids, we play hide and go seek in the casket room.
Just to pass the time of day.
Yeah.
That's also part of it.
Because in the casket room, man, because the caskets are divided in half, so you can hide in this half and pull up the divider. And if somebody, you can hear them trying to open your lap, so you can flip down the divider and go to the other side. It was always fun playing hide and go seek.
I've heard all kinds of stories about that. People that grew up in funeral homes doing hide and go seek in the casket room.
There was a.
I used to talk to the dead people because back when my dad was doing it, it was liquid formaldehyde, and so the bodies twitch and they move as you're pumping fluid in and out, So I thought they were responding to my question.
Oh, well, I was in catering years ago, and there was this company called Atlas Casket. You ever hear of it? They're a big company. They used to have their promotional. I guess they bring all these funeral directors to the catering hall, and they used to fill the whole basement with their caskets. And we'd have a cocktail party with hors d'oeuvres in the one where they had all the sample caskets. And then upstairs they had a buffet. And it was a big catering hall. No, it was business.
No, a lot of people this
was a catering hall. But we used to do, I swear, a lot of brides, if they walked in that room and saw all those caskets in there, they would never had their wedding in. They did it 2 days, and they never had anybody for appointments come in to see their caskets. But we did that, and we had maybe 400 funeral directors come in and stuff like that. And it was a real easygoing boss, so we drink afterwards. And someone left their keys on the bar, and we were drinking upstairs in our main room where we had our dining room. And while we're doing a discussion here, I'm sorry. You forget sometimes, don't we, that we're actually on here. So this girl wanted to come down and get her keys, and I jumped ahead of her, and I leaned in that casket. I didn't know that they locked.
Oh, yeah?
But they didn't lock. They didn't lock them. But someone told me later, I said, man, you could have been in there all night. And she ran up those steps. She was 50 years old, that woman. But she ran up those steps like she was like 8.
So, on that story, it's a corporation we used to work for that I won't say their name. I'm not going to say people involved. But we had a guy that was a practical joke. And then we had a guy that was always easy to scare. So, we scared him all the time. One of the best times we ever scared him is he got into a body bag. And we told the guy that he was scared very easily. Yeah. There's a new one in, they were fresh and still warm. So, got the body bag on the stretcher, and you pull it off the stretcher onto a dressing table. So, guy leans over, grabs the body bag, and as soon as he goes and yanks it, the guy in the body bag starts flailing around, jumping up. That guy fell down twice trying to run out of it. He was just scared.
Guy got in a fucking body bag?
Yes.
You know what that's like, getting in a body bag?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like one of those mummy pillows, but you don't have the face open.
Yep. No, it's solid black.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my wife's telling me to talk about the McDonald's drive-thru. So way back when, like you were saying with your father,
Be careful about this thing.
Ambulance. So hearses, way back in the day, were ambulance hearses, and they had a third jump seat in the back where the paramedic would sit, work the person who was being in the ambulance, who also was in the funeral. So, but this young guy that he was telling me the story, so he was riding in the back in the third jump seat, and they pulled into a McDonald's with this old ambulance hearse, which, by the way, is not common. We don't do that anymore. So as they're in the drive-thru, the person had made a joke about, well, does the guy in the back want anything? He said, I don't know. Hold up. Let me pull up so you can take his orders. The guy had a goblin mask. So when they pulled up in front of the window, he opens the little shade, and he's got this goblin mask on. And that person at the McDonald's about had a heart attack.
Oh, that's horrible. But that's funny.
Yep.
When I say horrible, it's like because I didn't do it myself. That's the only reason.
That same guy, and I can talk about him because it's not something I did. But he told me another story where they were driving down the road, the same thing. He was riding in the third jump seat. And the most common thing for rubberneckers to do is when they see a hearse go by, is they look and they see what's going on. Oh, did somebody die? Oh my God, I want to see. So he got tired of it one day, so he was riding in the third jump seat, same goblin mask, waited until they had a car that was staring at them, trying to see if there was someone in the back, opens the curtain with the goblin mask on. That car veered off the road and ditch.
Did you have another customer?
No, they did not have another customer, but I'm sure it probably taught them not to be a rubbernecker anymore.
Holy shit.
Well, my dad, his favorite, he had a 500 cubic inch Cadillac. Hearse, and this is back in the 50s, before I was even born.
We actually have an Escalade hearse, Ford panel van, a lead vehicle, and that's about the extent. We don't do limousines or anything like that anymore. It's just cheaper nowadays to rent one than to keep one on hand all the time.
Right.
Because it's just, we don't have those traditions. Again, our hearse is an Escalade because we also use it for removals. It just makes it easier.
Still a Cadillac, though.
Correct. Still a Cadillac.
An Escalade.
Hey, man.
You know what? If I was going to be OJ, do OJ,
Cadillac.
it would be in an Escalade. If you're driving down up to Miami, and I can't think of, well, I don't know who I'd want. Or you could be AC County. Is there something unique about being, okay, this is going to be a difficult question. I don't know why I asked. But being in the Keys, you've seen funerals in most places where I'm from, you dress up to go to a wake.
Correct.
Down in the Keys, it's called Keys Business, Keys
He's
Formal.
casual.
And I'm into that now. I mean, the first funeral I went to down here, I wore a suit, a wool suit with a tie. It was July.
Wow.
I'm from Philadelphia.
You must have smelled funky.
Oh, you know what? I took the jacket off, and then because I was in it, and there were 200 people. It was a young guy named Bill. He died up at he died on Blackwater Sound. He drowned when he went fishing late one night. He was a server at Gilbert. Before you got, well, maybe right around when you got here. And I showed up, and I just was an acquaintance from work. And they said, "Can you do this sermon?" I'm a bartender and I worked with them. And there's family members were there. There were 3 ministers. There was they used a whole big tiki hut there. And I go, why the hell are they asking me? And they go, "You're the only guy in a suit."
That's actually very common down here.
Yeah.
I only wear my suit for which is really weird because we used to wear suits for everything. We were in work every day.
Oh
in
yeah,
suits.
my dad wore a suit and tie every day.
And down here, it's not common. I mean, we're usually in like a pair of slacks and a golf shirt. All my employees, we just now started going to a more button-up long sleeve shirt because we were having some issues with golf shirt type things. But so yeah, it's very informal down here. I can't tell you how many times we had to do.
Wear flip flops and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have my juror thing that I told my jury duty thing.
I don't have anything but flip flops. They're just happy people show up. For
I have.
jury duty.
Well, I do. I get a suit every so often in case I need it. Who knows when you're going to need it?
I
But the
haven't
funny
owned
thing
a
about
suit
it,
in
when
a
people
long
come
time.
down here and they have the long sleeve shirts on and their ties and stuff, I said, "Oh, how you doing, attorneys? Right?" They go, "Yeah." What do you hear on it? You're getting an affidavit. Yeah. They're like, holy shit. They're like, no, they stand out so much while they're here. It's like 10-foot aliens walk around. Whoa, what? My nice Bahama, what's it called? Tommy Bahama shirt. And look at these pants. You know?
I can't tell you how many people that we have played out or reviewing that had a nice shirt on and they're in swim trunks.
On the vinyl. Can I help?
You'd have to cover them
Hey.
with.
Can you get me a short bourbon? Neat. Yeah, I'll have them. I go someplace. Oh, I see. Okay. I never
Make
will.
sure I didn't take up all your time.
You are. This is all you today. I knew this would be you. Do you know not? You don't know this. I knew this when I asked you. I said, "There's a lot Tony has to say." We did. Now let's go into something that makes you more multifaceted. You do online gaming, Entropia Universe, and I did one, and I'm hoping in July that we can do a lot more because my girls are going away. That we're going to do Entropia. I did a commentary on that, and it was really funny. And for the listeners, Entropia Universe is it's an online game, and it's just well, maybe you could describe it better.
So I'm streaming this live to my friends that watch Entropia Universe. So I have my Twitch server streaming right now. So my wife's over there making fun of me as I do it.
Yeah.
And but it's a video game that. 60,000 people.
Can't have nice stuff because it's fucking jerk off.
As my dad would say,
And kicks
can't have
the
nothing.
power on.
Is that funeral directors are people too, and people don't realize it. I joke.
Don't
around.
sign off yet. We still have you. You didn't even. We
I'm
didn't
not
even finish
signing
with
off.
it. We didn't finish with the Trophy of Universe yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I can keep back in that.
Okay, no, but we're gonna talk about it, and we got plans on doing I want to have I would like to set up a little bar inside the virtual. Luke, we can get it. We can have an
I'm
avatar
sorry, man,
for Luke.
If I can't have
And
a
it gets
real
to a
beer and a real joint, man, I'm not into.
Well, you can still
fucking
smoke your real
imaginary-
joint.
That was like.
For them playing on that land.
Well, that's stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's just so far beyond my scope.
Well, no.
of
If you think about
understanding.
if you think about the way money is, money. I give you money with
I
numbers
suck
on
at
it,
handling
and you
money.
give me
Always
goods
have.
and dirt
I'm a
services
musician.
for it. Because you know, but
We're notorious for getting ripped
No,
off
no,
because
Luke.
we like to do what we
No.
do. We don't understand money.
I know, but I'm just saying money. Let's say money. You go up. Natural.
Jesus. And
Oh, well, we got drugs.
entertaining than the funeral industry.
No. We did the funeral director.
You know, you could do.
Well,
the,
we're just showing that you're multifaceted.
No, it's just funny to me how much the you know, but just like everything in life, so much has changed, and you know, you.
The next birthday, I'm picking up a live person, taking them to a doctor's appointment. And if they ever got discharged out of the hospital at midnight, guess who had to get out of bed and go pick them up? I'm used to picking up deceased people. What I'm not used to picking up is some person complaining about how their Medicaid is not paying. Happened in the porch. So
A hole in the floor?
on the floor. So front door was now a piece of plywood, and there was a hasp lock, like the little you turn it, you put a master lock. That was her front door. So I picked her up there. She's got like fans in the windows because they didn't have air conditioning. And picked her up, taken her to a doctor's appointment, and then like 8 hours later, I had to go back and pick her up. Now, obviously, I guess she must not have used the bathroom when she left the doctor, so I dropped her off at her house, and she gets out of the car, literally hikes up her skirt,
Shat herself.
pees in the parking lot.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, she could have done it in your vehicle. That was
I'm glad she didn't do it in the vehicle, because I would have to clean that crap up. But, I mean, those people, I understand. They're sick, they have problems, but...
My old man, he had to. Oral Roberts was doing a thing up in the capital of West Virginia. So there's all these other people in this adjacent room, and there's like this little kid running around, everybody acting normal and stuff. They're the ones that were called out on the stage. They're all paid actors. And this little kid that was running around, he was magically healed by Oral Roberts. And
wasn't healed by Oral Roberts. He was healed by Jesus.
Well, whatever. Man off about how the fuckery of fucking these religions get away with shit. That ain't right.
Wait.
And they don't even pay taxes. Oral Roberts is putting on a total sham show.
But you know what? His dental care line has done wonders for people's dental health. Oral dentistry. Oral Roberts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about two gay guys.
Yeah,
Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts was a gay porn star.
Not to trump your story, but I won't mention the church or the ministry. But when I first moved to the Keys, I had every minister down here wanting me to join their church, and one that was not Catholic tried to get me to join their church. And so, I'm not really a church-going person because I have to see death all the time. It's just one of those things. I said, but I am actually Catholic. So if I was going to join a church, it was a Catholic church. This was not a Catholic church. And the minister literally leaned over to me and said, it's okay. God will understand if you change church.
Really?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think God gives a shit anyway, man. He's like, he looks at us and he's like, y'all bunch of motherfuckers think you know me.
God says motherfucker.
You think you know me. I
God
guarantee
says
you.
motherfucker.
That's the second time the person's called you, by the way.
Oh, that's Ronnie B, man.
That's God calling you.
Hey,
Say, stop saying
now.
motherfucker
No,
when I'm talking because I don't say motherfucker.
That's an old drummer friend.
Did I say that? God's calling you right now, trying to tell you. Luke, I do a lot of things.
No, he's saying use the full sweep.
No, I did that. I did that a couple weeks ago. Don't things. Remember? But he goes, Luke.
I am going to say that the people videoing us right now probably think they're slick because they had shots without us. And think we didn't
Yeah. They weren't hidden. They were in the
Then again, I think I was a dog in a previous life, so I'm attracted to smells.
and like licking your balls.
If I could reach him, I would.
Yes, there we go. See? Oh, so back to Entropia Universe.
The Anchovy Universe?
So there's an area where they have a cantina. I guess bar, cantina. I like to call it a cantina because it does personify. It looks like a cantina. There's a bar, and there's a bartender behind it. I think if we can get someone to design a table and a thing, we could do the podcast from inside, doing our voices with our avatars, and we can get someone to do the coding to get us to sit and have a talk
would
show.
be a little bit more interesting if, and I talked to Jim about this a little bit, he probably doesn't remember. So there are places in the game that are what they call player versus player or PvP, where you can actually kill another avatar. So I think it would be cool if we put a table inside the ring and get a bunch of my friends to keep people out of it that we don't want there. And then start having a podcast, and then if somebody disagrees with something that somebody else says, then they can have their avatar start attacking you and be like a bar fight, except for there would be no blood.
Well, as a bartender, I don't let a bar fight occur without intervening.
Well, if you're not pouring a good enough drink, you never know. You might be part of it.
You know what? I'll tell you. I haven't been in that game a long time, but in most of the situations, I'm drunk. I'm the top dog.
Well, one of my friends just started a thing. So one of the new, it's not a planet, it's a moon. It has a.
Luke. Moves.
It has a boxing thing.
What?
So
about moves.
he was trying to. He was trying to start a Friday night boxing match where we all showed up to the ring, we all streamed it, and we did a boxing match between different avatars. He supplied the club.
Oh, I thought you meant like a fight club.
But
a real fight club.
Well, that's what he wanted to do.
But real.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Friday night boxing, streaming, and stuff like that. If Imp is watching my stream, or if he's not, I give a shout out to him. It's his name. His avatar name is Imp. But he was trying to orchestrate this Friday night fight club type thing on Monria, which is the moon. And he supplied all the gloves and everything. It was actually a lot of fun. We were very, very drunk.
He supplies the gloves?
To fight another avatar, you have to have gloves or power fist or stuff like that. And it was pretty fun.
Luke knows all about fisting.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, man, can you create
No. That's all.
Somebody
You'd have to develop a whole code that you have to get gas.
Can I invent a rude avatar that can burp in your face and melt off your ears?
No, that's you got to develop. You got to use.
Why do I need a power glove when I could use my own gaseous fucking body to, I think that should be an option.
You don't need an avatar. You already got.
It's simple game movement, so no, it's all about.
I would
skill,
still like to
you know,
use my own
around.
body's fucking foulness to fight with. That would be fun.
Well, you could do it in real world.
And it's like you could eat like extra stinky shit, man.
You do it already.
You know?
You're already there. You don't need to build it up.
Well, I'm a real life fucking.
You don't stink though.
Stink.
I sit next to you. I don't smell foulness. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to dispel that thing just because you're weaving a narrative that is incorrect. Luke is very clean. He smells fresh.
I'm a clean old man.
Yes,
But,
he
you
is.
know, I think this podcast might be a little bit better if my wife got us some green tea shots.
Yeah. Oh, put it on that. Yeah, put it on that. No, what do you mean a little better? I think we're almost there. We're ready to sign off. We're already at 46 minutes. I think we're
Well,
there.
it worked for 46 minutes in a row.
Yeah, we were. That of recording, and I think we're there. I want to thank Tony Allen and that show that.
Hey, man, it's nice to meet you, man.
You too?
The Keys funeral director can be the life of the party.
I tell you what, you haven't partied like a mortician. You haven't partied till you party with a mortician. You got to party like us. You grab a cold one.
Oh, you no puns and stuff. Oh, that's good. The competition's really sticking that, Joe.
Well,
Boing.
we put the fun in the funeral. So.
Oh, but well, listen.
And
I'd
they
like
put the rigor in mortis.
Exactly.
Oh, I'd like to thank Luke, who shows up every week. This is Jim the Keys bartender.
Much to Jim's chagrin.
Yeah, right. You know what is my chagrin. But thank you very much for listening. We'll be here next week. We'll be Tuesday. Remember to come to catch. We're at 102 Overseas Highway in Key Largo, and it's
Right across from the Murray Nelson fucking building.
Yeah, we got a great happy hour special 5:30 to 3:30 to 6:30.
And Tony's place is just a couple of fucking.
Yeah,
Half mile up the road.
Yeah.
well, you know what?
What do they call that? Half a
You
click?
can rest assured, if you need any of that stuff done, Tony and Jackie, his lovely wife, will. I mean, I'd like to. Wait, we should say something
Come to
about
the
Jackie.
Keys. It's a great place to die.
Yeah.
And she literally was like, if you guys put me on the microphone, it's
Okay,
gonna be
can
like
I say
the
something
Fifth
nice?
Element. She'll be like the
She's always been
Be like,
super sweet to me and nice, and I do appreciate. I appreciate your friendship and what you did during Irma. Check it out, and what you did, Luke. I mean, we friends. Bill did, but we all got tighter during the hurricane. This is Jim signing off. Thank you very much for listening.
This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com. This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.